Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the announcement of the evening. And now, introducing to you, hailing from West London, United Kingdom, coming in by way of the dance hall and grime scene, it's Lady, your girl, Chann.
You've segued nicely into the Manny Pacquiao thing because he's been stripped.
Yes.
WBA, World Boxing Association said, take that back. Because I've been saying this for a minute now on most commentaries, that Manny's just holding up that part of the division. Like, we ain't got time, bruv. Like, you either fight or, like, so he obtained the belt July 2019 from Keith one-time Thurman, and he hasn't defended it. He ain't defended it since.
Because again, listen, you can't really blame him. He's in the end stages of his career, and he wants to generate the most money. Obviously, the Conor McGregor thing mash up now, because that was the fight that was definitely going to happen. Conor McGregor, and that was Pacquiao riding off into the sunset, and that's him done. Now they got to, they got to think about it. So while he's thinking, the WBA have obviously said, you know what, let's take back that belt. Let's make Spence against Yorgas or whatever his name is. Spence is just going to bruck him up. And then, business can resume. So I think it's right for the WBA, for someone to just have the belt and not fight. I don't think that's beneficial to anyone. But to me, going back to the whole drugs thing, even if Pacquiao was on drugs back then, was the Thurman Pacquiao fight? Did they do the test for that?
I would.
I don't think there was.
I don't know. I can't. I honestly don't know.
Someone in here is gonna verify whether there was drug testing for that Thurman fight, and I don't think there was.
Yeah, because unless you're in Las Vegas, if the fight was in Las Vegas, VADA would have tested both show. Here's our brother. Sorry, Caden.
The man like Caden
with nasal spray.
Listen, but again, Billy's one of them guys. You just don't really know, because he's a gypsy boy, he's a traveler. So that man there, remember he was with Dominic Ingle.
Yeah, he was,
and he left Dominic. And there's always been a bit of controversy surrounding Dominic and the Ingle gym, right? And fighters leaving there claiming certain things. But I mean, I can't put that on our brother Dominic. But apparently that's why Billy left that gym. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, I can only talk about fighters I know. And if you go back in the history of Billy Joe Saunders, this kid was always destined to be something in the sport of boxing. Going right back from when he was a child, everyone was talking about Billy. So, listen, he's going to have a chance to prove it.
With Canelo.
And I'm telling you,
winning,
as long as he can stay away from Canelo's power.
He ain't winning, mate.
I know you say that, but I'm telling you, as long as he can stay away from Canelo's power, Billy Joe Saunders can run
rings right
long.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see his last fight. I know he wasn't impressed with his last fight. So
no, I wasn't at all. That's what I just wanna. Caden said there was no testing for
Pacquiao. I told you. I told you. Pacquiao's a dangerous guy. So, and again, these guys, it was like when Linford Christie was getting better when he was getting older. That don't make sense to me. You're not supposed to get better. You're supposed to just chill out and know your sport like a Bernard Hopkins.
Right.
See, Bernard knows how to just control the fight, tie a man up, thump him in his thigh muscle, in his leg, and slow them down. You can't see no erratic behavior from Bernard as he got older. He was such a master at the sport. But when you see an older guy all of a sudden start throwing more punches when they're older, no.
Like your punch output's wild.
It don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It never has made sense to me. But listen, we won't know. What we do know is that wherever money is, there's a bit of skullduggery going through.
All day. Welcome to this world of boxing, innit? It's always some skullduggery. But what I was going to say is, so all right, so Pacquiao's been stripped, and then of the WBA, and then Ugas has been elevated to super champ, so he is now in line to fight. To Errol Spence, but we'll get on to him because he's just another one. But I mean, I don't know much about Ugas, but I saw the Ugas and Sean Porter fight, and it was such a tight, close fight.
It was close.
And Porter won on decision on points, right? So, but what I'm saying, and Ugas, he's good.
He's all right.
He's good. He's got good power punches. He's good. Now, but Sean Porter's good though. But he's got good, because he's quite tall. For a welter, he's tall. He's a tall geezer, so he's got long reach. And I enjoyed watching that fight. I'm gonna have to delve in a bit more onto him, but I'm intrigued to see him if Errol Spence will take the fight. Because Errol Spence, does he really want to clean up the belts or not, or does he just want to jump ship and make money? Because at the end of the day, mate, he is ducking. In my opinion, he's ducking. He's ducking Bud. Poor Bud. He's ducking Bud. We're going to get on to all of them because about the pound for pound. But I feel that he's ducking Bud, and he's not taking these fights that he should be taking. And Bud is high risk, high reward win. So if you're that good, you should be taking these high risk, high reward fights.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I believe that as a fighter,
right,
in this sport, because you're remembered and you're forgotten about so quickly, that the objective of the sport is to earn the biggest bag. That's the objective. There ain't no.
He should fight. Errol Spence should fight Bud Crawford.
Yeah, he won't make. He can make more money making more defenses. What do you think Floyd done? What do you think Floyd done? What do you think Pacquiao do? What do you think Ryan Garcia is about to do?
Yeah, but Floyd took tough fights.
Say again.
Floyd took tough fights.
Of course, no one. Yeah. Listen, Floyd's record is it's undeniable. You can't. Floyd is the best. But the point what I'm saying is, Floyd marketed himself so well in between those fights. The commercialization and the money he earned in between. And this is what you got to remember. That's why most of these guys with aout, they might have one fight a year. 2 fights a year.
Yeah.
In between the money what they're generating, plus the money on the night, it's a lot of money. You understand? So you got. I mean, everybody's looking at it from a financial standpoint. If you're involved with the fighter,
right?
And even on a music thing, I was watching that mad documentary the other day with R. Kelly. And the music execs are saying, bro, oh, yeah. But what's his sales saying? What are the sales saying? We're not dropping him. We don't care what he's doing. We're selling him. He's selling. And that's how fighting is nowadays.
Yeah.
In the days of, all right, he's the best fighter. He's or she's the best fighter, and let's fight. They ain't doing that. People's holding out till they're in a position where they're going to generate the most money. And fights like Garcia and Javante and Garcia and Haney and those guys, they're just gonna long it out as long as they can and make the most money.
Well, but they're all right. They will, but they're young. So
yes.
At the end of the day, I don't expect Errol Spence to just be consistently ducking. He's ducking Crawford because he knows Crawford would win. In my opinion, Errol Spence is amazing. He's a very good boxer, but I mean, Bud would beat him in my.
No. I keep telling you. Listen. Crawford. Spence just come back from a horrific accident, and you can't tell me that taking Danny Garcia for your first fight back after an accident where his Ferrari looked like it was the A-team crash, and he broke up Danny. And Danny, Danny and Errol, I know both of them well. And when we was in Philly, when we drove down to Philly, we was in Danny's gym and training in Danny's gym. So, and same with Errol. When Errol was in Vegas in Floyd's gym, we would train the same time. So, but for Errol to come back from that kind of accident and pick Danny as his first fight back, to me, shows me he ain't afraid to fight anyone.
No, I rated it. But I mean, I just didn't think. I just didn't expect, because I remember doing predictions and talking about this. I didn't expect it to go to. No, did I expect it to go to? I don't think I expected it. I expected it to be a stoppage because Danny Garcia's chin's granite. So I never expected Danny Garcia to be knocked out because, as far as I'm aware, he's never been knocked out before. But I didn't expect it to go to points. That was it. So, but with all of that in context, a mad accident, and plus obviously ring rust on top of it, combo. Yeah, he done well. I just wasn't that. I wasn't impressed. I just thought it would have been an earlier. I thought it'd be a stoppage. But
listen, Errol Spence, he dropped Granite Chin, Sean Porter.
Yeah,
when, in the main part of his career. I
didn't expect him to drop Danny Garcia. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, well, I don't know. I think if Spence was more active, he probably would have, because Danny was getting hurt a lot in that fight. Mm-hmm. And look, Spence, he's beaten Sean Porter. He beat up Sean Porter as well. It was a good fight. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good fight as well. But he dropped Sean Porter as well. So if you're talking about ducking, look at the fights that Errol's had compared to the fights that Crawford's had.
Yeah, but
who's the standout name in Crawford's resume? Tell me.
But Crawford's standout name would be.
Yeah, you got to think.
Kell Brook.
Hold on, Kell Brook. Come on, man. That weren't the same Kell Brook. That Kell Brook, you could have beat that Kell Brook. That's how good that Kell Brook was. You, Lady Chann, you would have beat Kell Brook that night. Because Kell's had a great career. One of Britain's, I would have to say one of Britain's best, Kell. But listen. He got Kell Brook after Errol Spence had already did and Golovkin. Even the Golovkin fight.
Yeah.
Would Crawford fight Golovkin? These are the questions you have to ask yourself.
Well, do you know what? Like, that would be, because the difference with Crawford and Spence is that Spence has the opportunity, and he can go up weights because he's a bigger guy.
Yes.
Crawford's small, naturally small, and you won't be able to expect Crawford. No, you're not going to expect Crawford to get to super middle, light heavy. No, but that Errol Spence walks around at some mad weights anyway. Hence why he wants to go up and try and trouble like the middleweight division and stuff like that, because he knows that he can do. It's probably harder for him to make 147 than it is to make 154 and 160. He probably can do 160 in his sleep. To be fair, so no, you don't expect Bud to be able to do that, because he's naturally where he is now. Coming from, where did he come from? He came from feather. Bud Crawford come from featherweight.
Did he? I don't think so. I think he was a lightweight. He's a champion.
So,
lightweight.
So what did he come from? 135.
Yes, and he's gone up to what, I think.
140.
Yeah, someone will definitely. Yeah, but it was one. I'm sure it was lightweight. I'm sure he come up from lightweight. He fought Gamboa. At lightweight. But the thing is, look.
But that's where he naturally is. Gamboa was really a featherweight.
Listen, okay, so would Errol Spence fight Canelo?
Probably.
Oh, so he's big enough. He's big enough to fight Canelo.
Not big enough in what way? Physically,
height wise, because he ain't that small. Errol Spence in terms of height ain't that much taller than Crawford. Well, I think Crawford is the same height as Floyd.
135.
You know, Crawford's the same height as Floyd, and Floyd went up and fought these bigger guys. It's what you do. It's what the greats do.
No, but if you look at 135 pounds, he came in from 135, so he came in at lightweight. Cool, lightweight, then unified at 140, and now 140. Yeah, and now 147 at welterweight.
Yeah.
I think welterweight is that's the way he's gonna stay. I just don't think you've got to look at Bud's stature. He can't go up to Canelo. He may like to.
Well, listen. I know we said Kel was old, but Kel went up and fought Golovkin. You know, and he's a 147 fighter.
Yeah.
I know he didn't come from lightweight, but you know these guys are big guys. Their weights they're massive. You know, I remember being in the gym with Broner. It was in Fleur's gym, but the Cincinnati boys, they came down to Fleur's gym, and I remember after training, this is when Broner was a lightweight or I think he was light welterweight that time, and he stepped on the scales. And no word of a lie, he was about 1.6. I think it was 1.67.
Really?
That was then.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
These Americans and the way they do weight is a madness. You know, I mean, look at the size of Tommy Hearns. Just look at the size of Tommy Hearns. The guys, these are massive. So skills pay the bills at the end of the day, and I do. And Pacquiao showed that. You know, I don't know how he done it, but he done it. You know, he come from flyweight. And he's banging over welterweight, so it can be done. It's skills pay the bills as far as I'm concerned.
So you think that Bud could go up?
Say again?
So you feel that Bud could go up?
I think he can go up another maybe 1, 2, maybe not 160. Yeah, but I reckon he can go 154. I do believe he can go 154.
Yeah, maybe if he eats his Weetabix.
No. That was his natural weight. Remember, he's coming down to 147.
Yeah, he's coming down. But I mean, he's going to come down. But you never know, because he might not. Some fighters walk around like near enough bang on them what their weight is.
No way. I don't know who told you that. It's a lie.
Meaning, like, if they're 147 and then they're not fight, they may be like 150 walking around.
No way. Listen to me, Shan.
And O'Hara Davis said he basically stays within like a little.
Listen to me, Shan. I'm the coach. Listen, I'm the trainer. It's all lies. I'm sorry to expose every fighter that's out there. It's lies. No, bro. I remember Richard Williams. You might not know Richard, but he's a very good fighter. Got his own gym. He's Commonwealth champion. Won a few, interim belts.
Yeah.
I remember he was doing a country, and he was light middleweight champion.
Right.
And he was like a week away from the fight or 2 weeks away from the fight, and he was like, yeah, I'm on weight. He said, Tun, bro, if you know what I was weighing them times there, killing themselves to do weight, but they was still heavy. So fighters, they're lying when they say they walk around at their weight or a couple of pounds over their weight. They're lying. They're 100% a lie. 100% a lie. So don't even listen to me when they say
that source. Garcia and Haney is the fight likely to happen, as they're both with DAZN and Matchroom, but that fight won't happen for a long time because they want to both stay unbeaten. So Garcia, Haney, like what we were saying. I was watching the other day them in amateurs. No. Tell a lie. I was watching Teofimo and Haney, and Teofimo was getting the best out of him, and then it kind of switched over just a little minute. And then Haney kind of stepped up the gas. But we was dealing with a really little Teofimo. I can't believe how much he's grown into himself, and still obviously more to do. Obviously Devon as well, but Devon kind of looked similar to his size now. But what I did notice is that Devon had a lot of power when he did throw his hands and let his hands go. He had a lot of power.
I'll tell you this. When Devon in 2012...
Yeah.
When Devon came over here with his dad and Michael Hunter,
right?
They was training with us, you know, and Devon, I've said it before, you know, Bill wanted me to come over there.
Yeah.
We did go over there. We was
Training
training
stuff.
there, you know, but Bill offered me money to stay there. We'll pay for everything and everything, but I'm a London boy, so that was never gonna happen. But I'm telling you, in 2012, I don't know. We have to do the maths. I'm not too sure how young Devon was,
So
but
that was
he was
9 years ago.
yeah. So he was sparring with an older boy, and
He
and I
was
put Devon
about
on the pad.
14,
He
15.
was he was punching hard
Yeah.
them days. But what I'm saying is that was for his age. So maybe he was one. And it happens all the time. You know, you get kids that are really in terms of growth, they're stronger than people their age when they're young. But then when they get older, it kind of levels out.
Levels out.
So I haven't really seen that power from Devon as a. I mean, he's knocked out a couple bums in
Yeah.
spectacular fashion, but I don't really look at Devon as a
Not a knockout for
power
fighter.
puncher right now.
No. Yeah.
Tiafimo looks like he's definitely grown and developed, and he's you know, to knock out Richard Comey is a big thing
I
because Richard
know.
Comey is a tough back
Yeah.
Ghanaian who eats
You said
chuffy every day.
Yeah, remember you said that on one of our first talks. Yeah, I actually saw that, and it's impressive. He's impressive. I've been watching. Like I said, I'm excited to watch where do you think Tiafimo's going? Because he said he just wants to do a couple fights at the 135. I watched him on the live, and he basically said he wants to do a couple fights 135 and then move up to 140 because he said he has to basically starve himself to make 135.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, no one can really doubt anything he says now because he's beaten the Matrix. He decoded the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? So far be it from any one of us to say he can't do something.
Yeah.
You know, but I think 140. Ramirez, I can see him. I don't think. I mean, we're going to find out how good Josh Taylor is when he fights Ramirez.
Yeah.
But to me, Josh Taylor is just way too big for Tiafimo. I'm way too busy.
Yeah.
Way too big and way too busy. But at 135, you know, I would count him against any of those boys.
Yeah.
I'll count him against any of those boys because he's just beaten. Look, the question is this: would Garcia fight Lomachenko right now? Would Tank fight Lomachenko right now? He might do, but because he's his manager, that ain't gonna happen. Would Devon fight Lomachenko? And how well?
And Lomachenko ignored him and went for Tiafimo. So
yeah, how? But no, I don't. Again, I don't believe that.
They say.
I don't believe that because Tiafimo to me is a harder fight than Devon for Lomachenko.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Devon of the styles.
Yeah, Devon's a boxer.
Yeah,
Devon's a boxer. You know, but Tiafimo can whack, and you saw that early on in the Lomachenko fight. He hurt Lomachenko to the body a lot of times, and kind of slowed him down. So, yeah, it's all exciting, but I can't see none of those fights. Listen, I hold my hands up. If those fights happen and materialize,
then good for us. Yeah,
good for us. But I just think that's Corona talk.
Lockdown chat.
That's Corona. All this is Corona talk.
Just lockdown chat.